Hello everyone! So this will probably be a video on the shorter side. However, again, I've decided to talk about something that I've seen, and I don't know that all that much information on outside of what a majority know of the situation, which is about, and we guess, I did a video similar, but on a different end of this topic, which was basically about J.K. Rowling. Apparently she did a podcast, and I don't know much about the podcast other than whatever. I'm not really all that interested, to be honest. I've never, not interested outside of the fact that these things can become an issue in real life at times, when people with a platform who have lots of fans, so they can't always be held responsible, but when you encourage people to do things, then it becomes an issue. However, I'm not addressing anything too serious. I just wanted to talk about what the title of the podcast happened to be, which was The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling. And while some people would be like, oh my god, that's such a horrible fucking title. I mean, it paints her out to be more of a victim. But I think people fail to realize the irony and the hilarity of someone calling something a witch trial. Because if you go by actual history, and there's a wonderful, more popular play, from my recollection, that also helps put this into perspective, which is the fact that some of those being accused of being quote-unquote witches could be just as bad, if not worse, than those who are conducting the trials. Considering that there are plenty of times to where they go, yeah, people who get accused also threw other accused under the bus because they didn't want to get in trouble. They didn't want trouble. So I think it couldn't be whoever made the title of that should actually get a raise. And if it was somebody who didn't think about this level, then it's hilarious. I'm like, well, then maybe you should probably do your history research, because it's actually pretty fitting from what I understand to things, because it sounds like perhaps they might have been trying to frame themselves as, oh no, it's just all this other stuff. I'm not that hateful person. I'm not a witch. I'm not a bad person. While actively throwing other people under the bus to make themselves look less terrible by comparison. Which is very on point with the witch trials. So kudos. 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 It's the perfect title for that podcast. The Witch Trials. Where apparently JK takes on the role of, and so does the other person, of throwing other witches under the bus. So that they can get hung instead of you. And just like in back then, certain public officials perhaps that get accused or have issues, they get to be exempt from the consequences for one reason or another. It's a wonderful cycle, ain't it? So that was mainly just what I wanted to say, was the fact that, good job on the title of that, because it couldn't have been more fitting. Apparently. That's all I wanted to say. Do you like my little fast doodle that I did while making this video? See, I wanted to make a video today, but I'm not. And I've been working on this on video, but I still have to learn a few things before I can finally fix the audio of that video. But soon, I will, fix the audio. Oh my god. And then we add a little smile. Because who don't want to have a fucking smile? Oh my god. Ah! And then some teeth. As I said, I've never really been a big fan of Harry Potter, to be honest. When I was around when the Harry Potter books were still coming out. So I'm in my 30s, early 30s. But anyway, when the books first came out, I decided to try to give them a try. I'm like freaking Twilight Sparkle over half the time, avid reader, and I love fiction. So, of course, and it was mainstream, and I'm not always into mainstream, but I decided to give it a try. Magic? Yeah. But my introverted butt, who basically had social anxiety and didn't want to be involved in certain things, when I started reading the book, everybody started wanting to come up and talk to me. They're like, oh my god, who's your fucking favorite character? Who's your favorite character? Mine is... And I get it. They probably wanted more people to talk about it with, I suppose. But I had only started reading the first few chapters, I think. I don't know, somewhere within there. And even so, I wasn't all that thrilled with the beginning, but I'm all about giving things a chance. There have been lots of books that I wound up reading in my youth, as the avid reader I am, that were very popular among the masses, that I went, what the hell is this? Why is this popular? Twilight is also one of those books. I looked at it and I was like, no. I even gave the book away. They're like, can I have your book? Yeah, you can fucking have it. I paid for it, but I don't need it. No more. Anyway, because people wouldn't leave me alone and I couldn't read it in peace while I'm in school without somebody trying to talk to me, that's where I threw it away. And even as I grew up, I guess I was never all that interested. Not to mention, as things progress, you start to see the drama. Although drama doesn't... I don't really... Anyway. I'm all about separating the art from the artist, typically. But I had a lot of friends. I have friends who were into it, or are into it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they're still that into it. Considering a lot of my friends who were into it support trans rights. So it becomes harder and harder as things like that continue. But because of this, I decided to occasionally interact with certain things. Like, I even took that official test. To see what your house would be. And most people were surprised when I kept telling them what apparently my house happened to be. And I was like, yeah, I got Slytherin. Apparently, I'm a Slytherin. Although, if you take other tests, sometimes I'm Ravenclaw. But I think it's funny that I'm Slytherin. But that really doesn't mean much to me. Other than my basic knowledge. Alright, well, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. I suppose. Was that, I think it's absolutely hilarious that they named it that, and while most people don't see the irony in it, it definitely fits the whole situation. Like, how does it fit? They're trying to frame it as they're not bad. Yeah, so did the others who were being accused in the witch trial. They tried to frame it as they weren't the bad ones. They were just possessed by the witches. They were possessed, and Sally from down the street was the real bad person. They sent the devil to come get me. They sent the familiars and their devils to come get me. They got the Oh my God, Sally sent the fucking devil for me. And now I've been accused of being a witch because I had no choice. I had no choice. How was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know that was bad? Oh no. But at the same time, like, I don't know any other situation outside of base level. I'm just tired of people, like, being rude to everyone else. Like, sorry that we have to learn to get along on this plane of existence. Even I have issues trying to get along with people sometimes, because, oh boy, is it like talking to a wall. Apparently, it really is like talking to a wall to some of those people over on that end. Oh my God. And then we. Then we. Then we. Na 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 na. Look, let me. Sketch it a little bit more. Let me add some more shading underneath here. Yeah. Let me add a little neck here. And add a nice fucking scarf. Alright. Yeah, what do we do? I don't know. We did something. It's a nice little sketch. Have fun with that. Also, this video is again to help me learn to better speak my mind without fearing other people getting angry. And if you get angry, that's up to you. I'm really not in the mood or in a position to fully debate the topic, considering I barely care about all that stuff outside of, wow, you guys are being jerks again. and then trying to frame it that you're not entirely being jerks. Own up to your rudeness. I mean, if you're gonna be rude, you might as well own up to it. So, most people never do. But yeah, we need this. We need this part. Oof. There we go. There we go.